Welcome back to Restore Thrive. Dr. Patrick here. Got Dr. Tim with me. He's going to assist me today. We are again talking about tight hamstrings. If you have them, if they're acutely tight or if they're chronically tight, we're working on our series. We're trying to find ways to make sure that we can get these looser. Again, maybe stretching isn't the answer. If you watched our last video talking about those nerve glides, you realized we can get a lot more mobility in our hamstrings without even doing anything muscle related, if just focusing on the nerves. Well, this time we're going to focus a little bit on the muscles. This time we're going to focus on strengthening. So this is a great exercise that we're going to work on today called the Nordic Hamstring curl. We're going to focus on just one portion of this, so the eccentric portion or the lowering phase. It's great for athletic development. It's great for people that love to lift weights, but it's also great if you just have weak hamstrings. A lot of times weak hamstrings actually present as tight hamstrings. So remember, we always want to test before and after to see if we made any progress. So remember the test from last time. We just did a simple hip hinge. Remember how the setup, feet below your hips, a little bit of slight bend in the knee. We're not going to shoot them forward, we're not going to shoot them back, and then we're just driving our hips back until you start to feel some tightness in those hamstrings. So notice where I get to when I start to feel that tightness, and then come back up. We'll recheck that and see if just working on some strength will improve that. So all you need is a partner to help you out and something maybe to go under your knees, just so you don't scuff your knees up while you're doing this. Again, this is the Nordic hamstring exercise, so we are going to focus all of our attention on trying to feel these hamstrings working as we lower ourselves to the ground. Your partner will come back here behind you and just make sure that your ankles stay anchored down to the ground. Make sure that your hips stay extended. We don't want to sit back here and try to cheat the system, basically. We want to make sure we're using those hamstrings effectively. One cue that I like to think about is take your belt line straight down to the ground. Don't take your belt line back and then go forward. So we're going to engage our glutes, and then we are going to lower ourselves as low as we can and then catch ourselves at the ground. Notice hands go out first. Don't face plant. That doesn't feel good, all right? Catch yourself if you go down. As you go down, we're going to do this as slow and as controlled as you can, going out as far as you can, and then work ourselves back up. You do not need to try to pull yourself all the way back up. That, if you can, great, awesome. Post that video on YouTube to get a ton of likes. For now, we're just working on the eccentric or lowering phase. I'm going to do a couple more reps, working on controlling that, keeping my glutes engaged. And you can really, really feel this right in those hamstrings here. I don't feel like I'm going very far at all, but it doesn't matter about that. It's based on feel, trying your best. Good. So that was 4 reps there. I'd prefer if you work at least 8 or so, but for time's sake, let's just retest and see if we got those hamstrings activated. I'll keep the same direction so you can see from the same side. See if we improved our hamstring mobility a little bit. We're going to drive those hips back. I can tell you I can really feel, and that's right where I start to feel that hamstring stretch. Definitely feels like I'm going a little bit lower. You guys at home can be the judge on that one. So one quick thing before we move on to part 3 is, if you don't have a partner working on this, or you're like, I can't even start to do this, there is a modified version. So I'm going to scoot this over. You do need a little bit more equipment. So you might need a couple of jump stretch bands or monster bands from Rogue, and you might need something to attach them to it. I've attached one to the rig, and then another one goes right in between. And what I'm going to do is put this on like a backpack here. And what we call this is our push-up machine. And what it's going to do is help assist us as we lower forward to where it's a little bit more, well, it's just less than body weight. So I still feel this in my hamstrings. It might still help to have somebody or a weight underneath on your hamstrings or on your ankles to help support you from going. However, this still is working those hamstrings, and you'll notice how it's just assisting me. I'm not falling nearly as slowly. Good. So if you don't have a helper helping you out, try the push-up machine to see if that can help you lower back down on those Nordic hamstrings. Again, it's always better with the buddy. Training's always better with the buddy. Let us know what you think about this one. Give it a try. If you have any questions, comment below. Send us an email at info@restorethrive.com or look us up at restorethrive.com and give us a call. Come check us out if you're in the KC Overland Park area. We'd love to work with you. Let us know how this one goes.